report. In my first episode, I established that the Alef Tav was a reference to the Father, and that he had created himself. So, what he decided that he would have legs to walk with and move around, and therefore he needed earth to walk on. He wanted to have lungs and a nose and a mouth so that he could breathe and he could smell things and taste things, and therefore he needed to make shamayim. He wanted to have eyes to see, therefore let there be light. And the Ruach Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. And now the question is, where did all the water come from? In the beginning, Elohim created the Alef Tav, and the heavens and the earth. You see, the word for heaven in Hebrew is shamayim. Strong's 8064. Now, the word for water in the Hebrew is mayim. Strong's 4325. Heaven is almost the same word as water, with the addition of the shin. So does that mean heaven is water? Let's see. And Elohim said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse, and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it was so. And Elohim called the expanse heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Okay, so it definitely has something to do with water. But here we see the dome that encapsulates the plane of the earth being named heaven as well. And it turns out to be the same word we are using for air. So there is several different instances of heaven, all of which seem to have something to do with water. And it turns out, when you put the shin in front of a word as a prefix, it makes it a plural. So, many waters. So here we have the Ruach HaKodesh moving through these waters. And it seems clear to me that the Ruach is feminine. She's always depicted that way. So the feminine Ruach is here with these many waters when the word is spoken, and the word is masculine. I shouldn't have to explain that, but just in case, I'll refer you to the Gospel of John, where the Word is made flesh and walked among us, and he was most definitely a he. So let's move on, shall we? Back to the word for water, mayim. It doesn't always refer to water. It sometimes refers to bodily fluids, like semen, or amniotic fluid, or in this case both. There is many waters after all. Are you still with me on this? And so, the various types of gases that make up our atmosphere are all instances of heaven, including the air we breathe, the water we drink. It's all liquid matter. I believe you're referring to liquid matter. And so we have the Word, the Alef, the first part of creation. And then there is liquid matter, the heavens, Shamayim. And then there is earth, solid matter. And then there is light, first day. And Elohim said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And Elohim said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And Elohim made the expanse and divided the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. And it was so. And Elohim called the expanse heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Just in case we're not on the same page here, I'll just come right out and say it. Scripture describes a flat earth. And there are a lot of Bible verses to describe a still flat earth. You could look it up if you like. Here's a few. And we have established that the firmament itself is called heaven, giving us multiple instances of heaven already. We also have the waters being divided into separate parts. And with this in mind, we see a binary system emerging with both earth and many waters. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. Please excuse my any discrepancies in my amateur artwork. I hope this is adequate for you and our purposes here. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit trees yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself, upon the earth." And it was so. And the earth was brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seeds was in itself, after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. If you are wondering why I have the earth pictured like this, it's because I believe the moon is a map of the earth. I will refer you to the YouTube channel Vibes of the Cosmos for more information on this. He's got a lot of good stuff there. So the common theme here is the Word. Everything was spoken into existence, and we were made in His image. The evidence for this is in our voices. Did you know that a human vocal system was created in such a way that our vocals create toroidal fields? In fact, what we are looking at when we see the image of a cymatics picture are a two-dimensional image of a three-dimensional toroidal field. And Elohim said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for appointed times, feasts, and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the expanse of the heavens, to give light upon the earth, And it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And Elohim set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good, and evening and the morning were the fourth day. If we take into consideration the moon map, we have to admit the sun and moon are only circling over about a third of the earth. Did you know that the moon's light is cold? Just as it is warmer in the sunlight than it is in the shade, it is colder in the moonlight than it is in the shade. I believe the sun acts like a positive electrode, while the moon is a negative, or a ground. That's why we see the earth and the moon. What we are seeing is a negative image of the earth as reflected off of the inside of the dome at the point the toroidal field was created. The concept of a toroidal field explains a lot of what we see in the movements of the stars in the north and southern hemispheres. There's a YouTube channel called Tomb of the Illuminated that has a lot of information on this. Refer to him. Now, I must admit, I'm not educated in electromagnetism. This is a theory put forth by someone else that makes sense to me, and it explains a lot. It explains the movement of the stars in the sky much better than if they were in the firmament itself, as it is much larger and encompasses more land. I would like to do a study on it and compare it to the Book of Enoch, this model that is. It also explains the phases of the moon, as the moon would be at the point of maximum output, and there would be no moon while the field is recharging. This toroidal field was spoken into existence, and it does not appear to be stationary in that it is moving. Our magnetic north is currently moving towards Siberia at an alarming rate, I might add, accelerating as it goes. There are a lot of ideas about what is at the center of this magnetic field, and I can't say anything for certain. But I'm thinking if you want to find Mount Zion, just pick up a compass. I might even go so far as to suggest Mount Zion is the light created on the first day. Imagine a floating mountain in the sky, shining its light on the world, the source of the sun and the moon and all the stars we see reflected off of a magnetic field. Would really make the Tower of Babel more of a threat than we were led to believe if you're trying to reach a floating mountain. A wheel within a wheel, a dome within a dome. And Elohim said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly and moving creatures that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open expanse of heaven." And Elohim created great dragons and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth in the sea, and let fowl multiply in the earth." And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And Elohim said, so not only does the word create, but it also gives life. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cattle and creeping things, and the beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth and after his kind, the cattle after his kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the earth, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for food, and to every beast of the earth, and every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb of food. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. We were made in his image. All of creation was spoken into existence. We have a unique vocal system that creates a toroidal field that affects the toroidal field we live in. The very air we breathe is just one of many waters, shamayim, heaven, connecting us all, everything else. The words we use matter. Every lie, every word spoken in malice, and every denial of the truth is a disruption in the song we are singing. Like singing at a key. When everyone is out of key, the song ends. Let's try to be positive.